It's crazy because a week ago, I was sitting back talking to God, telling Him how I'm so ready to move on with my life and move forward to the next stage, how I'm ready to close out and end this cycle and to no longer remain stagnant. And so, within 24 hours, I ended up getting a phone call from my lawyer. And within that 24 hours, talking to my lawyer, he told me that I had court pertaining to my custody proceedings again for the second time within the next 24 hours from that conversation. So I was very excited. I was kind of anxious. I was kind of nervous at the same time, but excited none the least, thinking that I could potentially go to court, speak my piece, and potentially have my baby girl back in my life again, knowing that it wasn't going to play out like that, in all honesty, because it didn't play out like that, in all honesty. And even when it was all said and done, I wasn't hurt, I wasn't upset, I wasn't angry or none of the above, because I knew that it was a 50-50 shot either way it go. I was happy win, lose, or draw. Because at the end of the day, in all honesty, the court proceedings, it wasn't about setting my judgment to the side. It wasn't about being allotted, the opportunity to speak my truth. It wasn't about getting a DNA test for my daughter. It wasn't about child support. In all honesty, it was more so about me facing my past and being willing to stand there and stand my ground and defend myself if need be. Because see, at one point in time, a year ago, in the beginning of all of this beginning to take place and transpire, I remember sitting back talking to God, asking Him to handle this situation, to take care of this situation, to resolve and dissolve this situation, to end it for me, to fight this battle, to win this war, and to make whatever decision that He wanted to make on His own regarding, my whole situation. Because I never intended, yet alone wanted to fight the mother of my child. I never wanted to go back and forth with her during this whole court proceedings. I never wanted to fuss and fight and argue with her. None of the above. All I wanted to do was be in my child's life, to be a part of her life, to be able to see her grow up, to make memories, and to tell her I love her, to build that bond and have that relationship with her, so she could at least feel the sensation, the fulfillment and joy of having two parents that was more than willing to set their differences to the side and co-parent with one another, all for the greater good of this child's well-being, her mental health and development. as a child to grow up into a young, successful, loving young woman. And like I said, I never wanted to fight that battle, but I'm glad I did show up, and I'm glad the mother of my child showed up, in all honesty, because like I said, it wasn't about fighting a battle. It was more so about me being more than willing and able to stand my ground and speak my truth if I was allotted that opportunity to speak my truth. It was about me looking you in your eyes and telling you exactly how it is, speaking the truth and taking my power back, while also closing out this cycle, this karmic cycle that me and you had previously been on throughout these past few years. But see, the judge didn't allow me the opportunity to speak at all, which is cool, because like I said, that's not what it was about, in all honesty. That was God's doing. He just wanted to see if I'd be more than willing to do so if I was asked to do so. And just by me showing up, that was enough. And see, in all honesty, I'm a man of my word, and I mean what I say. And anything I say I'm gonna do, I do it. And all I wanted to do was to show again that, hey, when it comes to my little girl, she means the world to me. I'm gonna fight for her to the end of the world. So I took you to court again, and I said I was willing to go broke, be homeless, and to do without, all for a just cause. And that was simply to be in my child's life. I wanted to show her, and for her to know, for whenever she gets older, that I was more than willing to fight to try and be in her life. Something that my father didn't do for me. When my mother took me away, and just let it be, thus bringing about a generational curse that has been instilled within my bloodline for generations. But see, I was trying to be the one that ended. And whereas I wasn't provided that opportunity to get the judgment set aside so I could actually speak my truth and for my case to be heard, I was able to close out that cycle amongst me and you, which still was more so of a win, because in the end, I got my power back. And how I know I got my power back, which is truly fulfilling to me, in all honesty, was the fact that I knew that you had been watching me for who knows how long, since the time all of this began, in all honesty. I knew you had been watching through all of my forms of social media. I knew it, you know, and you showed me that whenever we went to court, because, I mean, in all honesty, the court proceedings was all about getting my judgment set aside. The reason as to why I wasn't in court the first go around was because I had ineffective counsel. My lawyer wasn't corresponding with me whenever it came to me going to court on the day that I had court. job offer that took me to a different state. And within going to that different state, I ended up missing my court proceedings. But I ended up contacting my lawyer before actually going to find out, hey, did we still have court that week? Because if we was to go, then I was going to be there and go to court. I was going to pass up on the job opportunity. But she completely ghosted me. She had already got paid up front. You know what I'm saying? She just stopped responding to my emails and stuff like that. Now, I will say, yes, I should have took matters into my own hands, passed up on the job opportunity, and, stayed and went on ahead and went to court just to verify if I did or if I didn't have court. That's my fault. But in the same sense, I paid this lawyer to speak on my behalf. I paid her to fight for me. And I paid her to correspond with me. All things she didn't do. And when it was all said and done, she packed up and dipped out. Nowhere to be found. So, even still, I haven't heard from that lady, which is cool. I ain't tripping off of it, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when it was all said and done, I knew that you had been watching me. And with me being out of town, and this court proceeding that we was actually going to, just to simply try and, prove the fact of me knowing I had court, and there was no reason for me not to be allotted the opportunity to set the judgment aside and for the case to be retried and reheard. All you really had to do was present the evidence of, as you stated with the Facebook post that you submitted to the courts as evidence, one being the post of me saying I've never been to, New York, Philly, and New Jersey, which was a post I made as soon as I got off the plane on September 24th, And then the other post of me being outside of New York when I was taking the picture, about to get ready to get on the ferry. That right there really was all that you needed to, speak your piece in regards to me not necessarily being there. I was too busy living my life, having fun, quote unquote. But see, you took it a step further. And with this step further, it let me know a lot more than what you've actually have shown or portrayed. You used the Facebook post that I also made within my trip when I was gone. Facebook post that stated, to my future Latino mama, wifey, I hope you got your passport ready, because we're going to be booked and busy. Now see, that post right there was completely irrelevant to the nature of this court case, which that is what I said when I was on the stand. Whenever your lawyer was cross-examining me, I asked her what was the relevance of this. But I already knew the relevance of it. It showed that you still cared and that you hurt. Not only have you been watching it, but it shows that you still care and you still hurt. For what? I'm not 100% sure why. You mad at the fact that, I've been having the opportunity to go to different states and countries and live my life and put myself out there in the attempts to be able to date and have something with someone else. The fact that I'm sitting here actually fighting for my daughter and I'm not sitting back crying over you. It said a lot, and that gave me all that I needed to know in regards to this entire situation. No matter if you admit it or not, it spoke for itself, man. It spoke for itself. But in the same sense, I'm not about to sit back and cry when it comes to you. And I'm not about to sit back and not live my life in no way, shape, or form. I did my part, and I did what I was trying to do. I stood my ground, and I did exactly what it was that I said I was going to do. Fight for my child. But because they felt as if I had counsel, no matter if it was ineffective counsel or not, I still had counsel. No matter if my counsel did a good job on my behalf by fighting for me and or not communicating with me in the manner in which communication should have been held. It's nobody's fault but my own. It's just cool. I ain't tripping, you know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping at all. Because like I said, it wasn't about none of that. It was more so about me regaining my power. And that was by me facing you, looking you in your eyes, being more than ready and willing to step up on that stand and tell the truth and tell you about yourself. But simply because I was more than willing and ready to do so, as well as the fact of me showing up, willing to do it myself versus letting God do it. I regained my power back. And the cycle that me and you had been going through is officially done for me on my end. And I'm happy for that. I'm glad. I'm truly at peace. I really am. Man, I really am. And with that being said, like I said, I know that you've been watching me on all of my platforms. I know the covenant that you are a part of amongst you and your family. I know the brotherhood affiliations that your father is affiliated with. And I know the societies in which they have ties to. Which is all the more reason as to why they reached out to me in their attempts to try and make me that offer to see if I'd be willing to join. Because if you can't beat them, you might as well try and get them to join. But simply because I turned them down and said, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stick to this side over here with God and, run with the light. Y'all decided to target me. And been coming for me ever since. And the crazy thing about it is I'm not even famous. I'm not famous. I don't have no money. I really don't have nothing to my name in all honesty. But the fact of the matter is that y'all have been coming for me, doing the things that y'all been doing. That's a story within itself right there. That should say a lot. And also, lastly, there's no amount of divination, no amount of spells casted and sent my way, whether it's black magic, sex magic, death spells, voodoo, tarot readings. There's no amount of no type of divination that you can do and project and send my way that will penetrate my protections that I have in place. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. I know all of what has been transpiring with the individuals think I know or not. I know about all of it. And everything that you have done behind the scenes, in the light of the moon, attempting to send my way, attempting to mess with my finances and keep me stagnant and homeless and, broke, trying to keep me confused by messing with my mental and attempting to get me to unalive myself with death spells and just all that, man. I know about all of it. And I know who was the main culprit behind it that's doing it. I've seen it in your face, Diana. I know it's you. I know it's you. And it's okay. Because like I said, there's nothing, no amount of divination that you can do and send my way that will penetrate my protections that I have in place. And also, with this karmic contract, these karmic ties that have finally been severed amongst me and everyone within the clan, everything that has been sent my way, everything has been returned to sender. So know that everything that you have wished upon me, everything that you have sent my way, everything it is that you have tried to do to me in order to keep me broke, financially unstable, homeless, trying to block out my opportunities, attempting to destiny swap, and just all of that, block my love life, everything, just everything. Everything that you know for a fact that you have sent my way in the attempts to try and hinder me, but just know that it all has been returned to sender. So, when things begin to start taking place in y'all lives, just know it ain't nobody's fault but y'all own. Because y'all knew exactly what it was that y'all was doing. You can't continue to use divination and the attempts to try and scam people and manipulate energy and do Ponzi schemes and all those different type of things in order for you guys to receive abundance, all because y'all don't want to do the work and get out there and get it yourselves. Y'all much rather do Ponzi schemes and, commit acts of fraud and scam people and do all kind of crazy things like, dark divination and things of that nature in order for you to live a fruitful life, siphoning other individuals' energies and stealing their abundance in hopes of bringing about success for yourselves. And at the end of the day, all of that is going to catch up to you. And all of that bad karma is going to come right back around to you, whether you believe it or not. And I don't care if people think I'm crazy or not in regards to me speaking on any of this. I know what I know to be true. Simple as that. Because I've seen it myself. I've awakened to my divine power. I'm walking within my divine purpose. And I know exactly who I am. Simple as that. So with that being said, your time is soon to come, and you shall reap exactly what it is that you sow, as I've been stating since day one. So, it back. There's no turning back the hands of time. There's no amount of apologizing. No, nothing can be fixed. Nothing can be undone. I know exactly too much now. So when things start transpiring within y'all lives, that's on y'all. It's only on y'all. Y'all had a choice and y'all made y'all's choice. I said from the beginning that this was just a test. You act like you ain't gonna listen. I guess y'all just gonna have to deal with the consequences and repercussions of y'all's actions. I would say I wish you the best, but